Welcome to this video lecture on Microsoft Visio. This lecture will cover finding and using templates, a review of the ribbons, and how to use multiple pages in Visio. Once you open up Microsoft Visio, you initially come to the new window. This is one of the backstage views in Visio. You can, if you know what type of template you're looking for by name, you can search for it, and it will search not just what's installed as part of the default install, but it will search online. It will search that template for other versions or other types of software. Or you can do some of the suggested searches. For example, here if I click on business, right under the search line, I will pull up a list in various products, and I will see some of the basic business ones. If you're not seeing what you're looking for, go to the home. It takes you back here. Now, depending on what the computer you're using's install was last used to do, you will see some featured ones. Or switch to the categories link there, and now you see the templates under which there are large numbers of templates. These are basically template categories, and it gives you an idea of the kinds of things that are in there. Within business, there are many here. If I go back to home, I can look at flow charting. These are often used for some business functions as well. Just because it's not in the business category does not mean you would not want to use it. Floor plans, maps and floor plans have a wide variety of uses. For this, we're going to start with the template for organizational charts. So I went to the business category, and under this there are two org chart ones, org charts and org chart wizard. I would like you to use org chart. Using the wizard gives a shortcut to getting things done. It does not always help you learn how to do things outside of the wizard. So when you try to modify your org chart, it can be more difficult. Therefore, I suggest starting with the org chart template. The dialog box that pops up prompts for US units or metric units. We're sticking with US units, so we click on the Create button. Now, this brings us into an org chart window. So let's do a quick review of the ribbons that come up. Now we have some of the same ribbons you always see. Because we just opened up the org chart template, it brings up the org chart ribbon. You don't see that unless you've opened the org chart template. Let's go back to home. Here we find clipboard font paragraph groups. Look pretty familiar. Standard. Then we get to the tools group. These look different, and you may not have found a program you've used that had a tools group. The shape styles group should be somewhat familiar to some of the other programs. It's just for shapes as opposed to, say, for Excel spreadsheets or Word documents. We also have the arrange group and the editing group. Editing group is a familiar group, but some of the things in here are not. The arrange group is a new group. We have the alignment group submenu here. What doesn't open up because it's grayed out. I don't have any shapes on the screen. And we have the position one. These are places to do things with the shapes on your screen and arranging them. There will be a lecture later explaining more about that. We also have, under the Insert ribbon, the option to insert external things that we might want to pull in, pictures, clip art, etc., charts. We can put on different callouts, diagram parts, and other things. Our design ribbon is similar to the design ribbon in most products. It allows us to pick different color themes, styles, and variations. The data on Visio ribbon is for attaching data to an individual shape. You can do that. It's a more complex and more advanced skill. Process, again, is a more advanced skill. You can import and export data, create links. The review ribbon you've seen on many programs. Has some of the same basic things such as the proofing. Spell check, always a good one. Translate language. Adding comments, etc. The view to change your view. This is one I recommend you go to when you first open up a new template in a new page. And perhaps you should turn on under the show group the grid line. It will add a gray outline of grids in the background, which helps with alignment and layout, but allows you to change the view of your page here very easily. Developer ribbon, this is for when you're wanting to do more complex things and attach macros, build macros, etc. And then the org chart, as I said, is here and open only because I opened the org chart template. So I'm going back to the home ribbon. This is where you do most of your work from initially. The other thing I'd like to cover in this lecture is multiple pages. Now, I could drag shapes on here and do multiple pages by simply dragging things off the edge, and it will add a second page. But often you want to create diagrams that are separate but in the same file. You will notice down here towards the bottom, just above the blue bar, page 1. This functions similar to Excel tabs where you have, your first one. You can rename those anything you'd like them to be within a certain number of letters. You can add, and again rename as you need. This means that they are part of the same file, and you can create perhaps two distinctly different drawings here. All right, please watch for the next lecture over a different set of topics.